Good morning, guys. How are you doing? Good. Cool. Are you guys amped up for your next mission? Yes. Right. Guys, so this mission is a matter of fact, and you guys will go on a tour in Genadendal Museum. So South Africa is quite rich in its history. So in Genadendal today, you'll go on a tour in the museum, and all information will be sent to your tablet. So please take note to detail and listen quite carefully today. I think that will be the challenge, to listen quite carefully. I want to just introduce Samuel. Samuel is the expert in the museum. Samuel will be your guide for today, and Samuel will explain exactly what's going to happen. Thank you, Samuel.
So good morning, guys, and welcome. We call it a beautiful Valley of Grace. So welcome in this beautiful village, and as Marshall also explained, we're going to start on the inside. I'm just going to give you a short historical background, and from there on you will be able later on to answer whatever questions will be posed to you. So you can just come inside as we walk through to the...
Let's go!
Okay.
Okay, there it is. The challenge is called a matter of facts.
South Africa is known for its rich history and diverse cultures, and many of these are depicted in amazing museums around the country.
In this challenge, you will be taken on a 30-minute tour of a museum.
Then you'll be quizzed on information you will have learned on the tour. If you get at least 8 out of 10 questions correct as a team, you will win another puzzle piece.
Using a note-taking application on your tablet, you will be allowed to jot down bits of information only twice during the museum tour. Once midday through the tour for 1 minute, and once immediately afterwards for 1 minute.
These notes could be crucial in making sure you answer the 10 quiz questions correctly.
To reiterate, in your 2 note-taking sessions, you will only have 1 minute to write down any facts you can remember.
8 quiz questions will be directed at the group as a whole. You may confer with each other to ensure you arrive at the correct answer.
2 of these questions will be randomly directed at individual members of the group. You must select these 2 members before the quiz begins.
Individual questions can't be answered by anyone else, and these team members may not ask the group for help.
A maximum of 30 minutes will be allowed for the quiz.
You got that right?
Yeah.
Cool. Is everybody clear on the instructions?
Yeah. Yes.
Cool. Check it out.
Okay, guys, so you are now in the orientation room of the Genadendal Museum. So I'm going to start here with just a short historical outline. Genadendal is one of the small villages in the Western Cape with a very rich history. Unfortunately, I'm not going to tell you all the detail, otherwise I will keep you busy till tomorrow afternoon. I know that our time is limited, so we're going to start immediately. Genadendal, it's one of the oldest villages in the Western Cape. It's about, say, 278 years ago, established here as the first mission station in South Africa. The first missionary came out to South Africa 1737. His name was George Schmidt. In German, Georg Schmidt.
History is my thing. I really love history, so it was really, really cool to be there with Samuel, to get him to speak to us, you know, all about the town and the history of the town, so it was really, really cool.
He arrived here in a village called Baffiehanskloof. So the first name of this village, Baffiehanskloof, meaning Valley of the Baboons. Nowadays you won't find a lot of baboons here. When they arrived here, there was a lot of baboons in the village. The clever ones stayed. The others left for elsewhere in the country.
The challenge was basically to learn all these, it was like taking notes, you know, learning all these facts about the city and history, which was very nice and amazing because I'd never known any of this before.
We have the oldest existing primary school in the Western Cape, established year 1737. And they didn't have a formal school building like we have today. They started under a pear tree. So when Schmidt arrived in South Africa, he planted the very first pear tree in South Africa, or here in Genadendal. On this panel you will see Genadendal had some of the first industries. The very first knife making factory in the country, established here 1795. Today we have the oldest existing water mill in South Africa, 1797, still operational.
You know, the last time I had to keep some information in the mind that I had was when I was in high school. But you know, I learned a lot about the town. like it's the first of many, many things in the country. In fact, in the whole continent.
Genadendal's first printing press arrived in the year 1834. In the year 1859, they started with the first monthly newsletter, De Berichten uit den Heidenwereld, so it was Dutch. Genadendal published the very first board game in South Africa. It was like a GPS system, Journey from Genadendal to Cape Town. The original name, Reis van Genadendal naar de Kaapstad.
So you've got Magdalene. She's been here for 48 years. She carried the work for 48 years.
Okay, when he arrived, he gave Madeleine the Bible. He opened his first school. A year later, he planted a tree.
Madeleine, just to write Madeleine. Madeleine taught.
It's Magdalena.
Magdalene for 47 years.
47 years.
For 8 years. She continued to teach kids.
When did it go from Baffian's Kloof to Genadendal?
Okay,
When did it change?
1806 when the British guy came here.
Bell, bad for 5 years.
5 years.
Just write, you don't have to write in full sentences.
Yeah,
just
literally keywords that you can
Bell
remember.
suspended for 5 years.
Because remember 1806, the British dispensation started. So he was the last Dutch guy that came to see all of the development. Because Genadendal.
Okay guys, we are now in the early trade room where you will see some of the tools, equipment used here a long time ago. Today the saying is, go big or rather go home. You can see the size of it. Here they decided to go big. So look at the size of the scissors. If you need a nail job, this is a place. If you need to just a fade on the side, just give me a call. Now this is your metal scissors fitted onto the anvil, and you have more power actually to cut metal. Genadendal, as I said, the first industry was a blacksmith industry, but also during that time there was a watermill erected on the square. Today we have the oldest Ox Wagon in South Africa, but you can just have a quick look around and then we go downstairs again.
What are some of the notes you remember?
That was the first blacksmith that was created, 1797.
There's the water
shed that can be used for electricity today. Was
1806.
created.
We are the oldest windmill.
It was a windmill. No,
It was a watermill.
no, that was what we're talking about, the watermill.
And then,
Should we write the thing about the bow?
Germany. The blade
made in Germany,
was
and
made in
then-
Germany. And then we made the handle.
1806,
And
Ox
electricity,
wagons were introduced.
10 seconds left.
1937. 1937.
That's George Schmidt when he arrived.
No, you came in 1737.
1737.
On the 9th of July.
You forgot.
No, 9th of July was Jan van Riebeck.
When they made those. Yeah.
Guys, thumbs up. Seriously.
Hectic.